What's going on, film fans? It is Brad from Let's Be Real Brad, and today in the channel, I want to talk to you guys about all the brand new 4K/ Blu-ray pickups that I got in the past couple of months that I just didn't do individual videos for, and I'm going to do it in this one big long video. So I hope you guys are just as excited as I am. So let's get to it. So the first pickup I want to talk about is Friday on Blu-ray, as this is a very entertaining comedy film that is best to watch on a Friday because it just encapsulates what a great Friday is. The next film I want to talk about is Hellboy 2: The Golden Army on 4K Blu-ray, as this is a sequel to Hellboy from 2004, which are both directed by Guillermo del Toro. I do find this film better than the first movie, as I really enjoyed the bigger story and the expansion of the characters, and I think this is a really enjoyable film. The next pickup I got is Zoolander on Blu-ray, as I got this for a pretty good deal on the Steelbook, which is very nice. If you have never seen this film before, I wouldn't go out of your way to watch this movie, but if you're looking for an easy-going late-night watch like Friday, I do recommend checking this out because it is a very funny, silly film, especially from a great performance by Ben Stiller. The next pickup I got is one of the most influential films of all time, and that is Grease on 4K Blu-ray, as it stars John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John, who recently passed away earlier this month, and I'm so glad I was able to check out this film as long ago as I did because it still sits with me today. And it's not one of my favorite movies of all time, but for everybody else, they love this film, and this is considered one of the biggest transfers from Blu-ray to 4K Blu-ray, and I can't wait to check out how amazing this 4K looks. The next pickup I got is from the Criterion Collection, and that is Richard Linklater's masterpiece, which is called Boyhood. This movie was filmed over 12 years with the same actors, and they changed the storyline as they went along with how the actors changed in real life, and it is just such an amazing film, and it's such an amazing accomplishment as well for the filmmaking style and the fact that this movie just looks and feels so complete, and you wouldn't even know it if you didn't know the behind the scenes of this film because of how good this movie really is. The next pickup I got is The Mummy Returns on 4K Blu-ray, as it is a sequel to the 1999 smash hit The Mummy, which is my wife's favorite film, and this is also one of her favorite sequels of all time, and we had to watch this movie before we went to Universal Studios Hollywood for our honeymoon, and I'm really glad I watched it because it is a very fun popcorn movie. Even though I did think it was kind of average and just basically the first movie, I wouldn't mind rewatching this movie again in the future because it does have a ton of action in this movie and the sound effects are really great. The next pickup I got is one of the most influential films of all time, and that is American Graffiti on Blu-ray, as it is directed by George Lucas, who created the Star Wars prequels and the original Star Wars film, and I'm really glad to have this film and be able to watch it very soon because George Lucas has been known for making Star Wars, but no one really talks about American Graffiti as much as they used to, and I just want to know what makes this movie as great as it is. I don't really know all that much about it, but I know there is a diner called Mel's Diner that was featured at Universal Studios Hollywood when we went there, and I didn't know anything about it, but I knew it was from this movie, so can't wait to check it out soon. The next pickup I got is Sleeping Beauty on Blu-ray, as I found a really great deal for this, and I just had to have it in the collection because I need a lot of the classic Disney films, and I just realized that I don't have a lot of them because a lot of them are on Disney Plus, but to have them physically in the collection and the best quality possible is very important to me, and so having a Disney classic like this is very needed, and I got a nice slipcover with it, so it's a good deal. The next pickup I got is directed by Guy Ritchie, and it's called Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, as this is considered one of his best films of all time, and I really want to watch it because I watched Snatch a couple months ago, and I loved that movie, and everyone said that this movie is very similar to that movie, and you are going to love it, and it hasn't been on streaming for a couple months now, and I waited a long time, so I got a good deal on it, and it's time to have it in the collection. Another pickup I got from the Criterion Criterion Collection is called All About Eve, which is a very classic film and definitely one of the best classic movies of all time. I don't know a single thing about this film, but is in the National Film Registry and a bunch of greatest movie lists of all time. And with this brand new Criterion, I just had to get it, and I can't wait to watch another classic film to build my cinephile and film nerd knowledge, and another movie that I could possibly really love. Next pickup I got is written and directed by Woody Allen, and it's called Annie Hall, which is considered one of the greatest films of all time and definitely one of my favorite romance movies as well. This is the type of film that if you don't really know anything about it, I think you're going to really enjoy it and see a lot of the influence that this movie was able to create. The next pickup I got is Collateral on 4K Blu-ray. It stars Tom Cruise, Jamie Foxx, and is directed by Michael Mann, who is one of my favorite directors of all time. And I really love this stylistic noir thriller type of film, as it just is so good. This movie is going to look even better, and I can't wait to check this out again because Maddie has actually never seen this movie, so maybe we'll watch it really soon. Next pickup I got is Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest, which is a sequel to Pirates of the Caribbean The Curse of the Black Pearl. This is a really fun sequel that I have a ton of fun with, as it is definitely not as good as the first film, but I do feel like it is able to capture all of the energy and fun moments that we have from the first film, while also creating these big action set pieces, and also having Davy Jones, which was a massive addition to this. And Captain Jack Sparrow cannot be stopped, especially with Johnny Depp's performance. If you have never seen the Pirates trilogy or any of the other films, I definitely recommend doing so because they're a lot of fun. The next pickup I got is a 4K Blu-ray of Speed, as this is easily one of my favorite action movies of all time. I watched it for the very first time a couple weeks ago on 4K, and it just looks so amazing. And seeing all the reviews from it, this is easily one of the best Blu-ray to 4K transfers of all time, especially with a lot of 90s movies on Blu-ray had this orange filter on it, and now they're able to color correct it and actually look like it's how it's supposed to when the movie came out, and it looks absolutely amazing. It's one of the best looking 4Ks I have ever seen, and the audio on this thing is amazing. And if you have never seen this film, turn off the light, get a ton of popcorn, crank that audio system, because that is the best way to enjoy this film. Next film I want to talk about is RoboCop on 4K Blu-ray from Arrow Video. As if you guys didn't realize, a couple months ago, I got the Arrow Video remastered Blu-ray, but once I got it, they announced that they were going to make a 4K Blu-ray of it. And so, being a big RoboCop fan that I am, I had to get the best version possible. And so I got this really nice steelbook case for it, and I'm really glad I did so, because RoboCop is one of the best action movies of all time, and it still holds up to this day. And I can't wait to show Maddie, because she has even never seen this movie before, and I think you have to if you want to be a big movie fan. The next film I want to talk about is one of the most influential films of all time, and if you adjust for inflation, one of the highest grossing movies of all time that no one talks about, and that is Dr. Zhivago. I don't know anything about this movie, but I know it is directed by David Lean, who also directed Lawrence of Arabia, which are big, very long, epic films. And I just can't wait to check this out, because I don't know a thing about it. And I can't wait to read all of the history behind this film and look at all the lists that this movie's featured in, and just, build my film nerd cinephile logic, or knowledge. That was the word. These next two pickups I got are related to each other, and I got for a pretty good deal, and that is these couple Scooby-Doo movies I got, which is Scooby-Doo and the Ghost School, and a double feature with Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island and Scooby-Doo and the Alien Invaders. I have seen these movies on this disc, but I've never seen this movie before, and they were really good deals, and people really enjoyed these movies, and especially Maddie, who's a massive Scooby-Doo fan and wanted them in our collection together, and I can't wait to watch them again. The next pickup I got is a series of films that changed the course of cinema forever, and I hope they never ever reboot it, because there's no reason to, and that is the Back to the Future trilogy on 4K, as I have been waiting to get this for a really long time, and I can't wait to see how good these movies looked, with loads of special features, an amazing 4K transfer, and audio quality. It has great packaging, everything. And who doesn't love Back to the Future? I mean, it is so influential at this point that I don't know a single person who hasn't seen at least the first film. I also picked up another Disney classic, and that is Lady and the Tramp on Blu-ray, as this is a movie that I just wanted to have in the collection because it is very enjoyable and it's just a good, solid movie. And I just need to have more Disney movies, like I said earlier. And I got this through the Disney Movie Rewards and I used my points for it. And I think it was a really good deal. The next pickup I got is called Erin Brockovich, as I don't know a single thing about this film, but I heard that Julia Roberts is amazing in this movie, and that's all I got to say about it. I can't wait to watch it soon. The next pickup I got is from the Criterion Collection and is a brand new 4K Blu-ray that Criterion just started doing, and that is called The Red Shoes, as I don't know a single thing about this film, but when you look up some of the best films of all time, this movie is featured on there and is considered very, very influential, and I'm curious to see why it's influential and why it's amazing as it is. But with a 4K Blu-ray from Criterion, you know it's going to be very, very top tier, and I just can't wait to watch this movie. Next pickup I got is True Lies on Blu-ray, as this is an import from Spain, as this movie does not have a Blu-ray in the United States, as it is only DVD, but this is the only Blu-ray that you can find that I don't even know if it's like an official copy, but you can buy it from Amazon in a verified purchase. So I guess it is the official version, but the transfer on this thing is so damn good that I just had to have this, and it is really good movie if you haven't seen it, especially because James Cameron's newest movie, Avatar: The Way of Water, is coming out this year. Time to catch up on some James Cameron movies. The next pickup I got is one that I was really, really excited for, and Volume 2 is coming out later this year, which I'll be definitely picking up, and that is the Universal Classic Monsters Collection with Dracula, Frankenstein, the Wolfman, and the Invisible Man, as I am so glad to have this because I am a really, really big fan of the Universal Classic Monsters, as I think these movies hold up so well today, especially watching these movies on 4K. They are going to be so amazing because they were shot in film, because they were such good looking films. The next pickup I got is from the Criterion Collection, and that is a brand new 4K Blu-ray called Double Indemnity that is written and directed by Billy Wilder. Earlier this year, I did pick up Double Indemnity on Blu-ray from Universal, but I never watched it because a few weeks later, they announced they were making a brand new 4K Blu-ray for the Criterion Collection, so I sold that one and definitely got this one because Criterion is top tier, and I can't wait to see this in the best quality possible for the first time with a load of special features, and just seeing how great this movie is going to be, especially because it is considered to be a top tier masterpiece. I am even more excited, as you can't already tell. Another pickup I got from the Criterion Collection, which is also a brand new 4K Blu-ray, and that is Raging Bull, which is directed by Martin Scorsese, and it stars Robert De Niro. If you have never seen this film before, you definitely need to watch it, as this is a top tier film that isn't just about boxing, as there is just so much more, and it is an amazing masterpiece of a film, and it's considered one of the best looking 4K transfers of all time, and I can't wait to check this out because I haven't seen this movie in years, and Maddie's never seen this film. Another masterpiece that I picked up, which was a limited edition steelbook, and that is Lawrence of Arabia on 4K, as this was a part of the Columbia Classics Volume 1 collection, but they never made a single release for each of the films that came out. But they did with this one, and it was a limited edition steelbook, and I had to get it because the price point for it was the lowest it had ever been, and it was definitely going to go out of stock. And this is a masterpiece of a film that I had to have in the collection no matter what, because when I saw this in the movie theater, I was blown away, and I will be even more blown away by this 4K. The next pickup I got is another Disney film, and that is Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. That is a very fun sequel to Dead Man's Chest, and I don't think is as good as that movie, but I still think this is a very solid film with a ton of great special effects, great performances, and a big blockbuster vibe that you definitely want to check out on the biggest television you have, because this movie is totally worth it, and I'm really glad to have have in the collection along with the other Pirates movies. Another pickup I got is a 4K Blu-ray of Thor from 2011, as I never had this film in my collection, and I definitely needed so because this is a very fun Phase 1 movie that I still think holds up today. While it's not as good as some of the other best Marvel films we have seen, this movie still holds up on its own, and I was definitely very, very harsh on it when I did my review a couple years ago. But ever seeing it since, I think this is a really fun movie that still holds up, and I think you gotta have it in your collection because it's what helped start off the amazing run of the MCU. I also picked up another Phase 1 Marvel film, and that is Captain America: The First Avenger on 4K. Favorite movies growing up because I saw this movie with my dad at the theater and had no idea what this franchise was going to turn into, and I'm so glad to have this on 4K and seeing the best quality way possible, as I always say for every movie that I pick up. And I definitely need to have this because I didn't have a lot of the Marvel movies as I thought I did, so I'm definitely trying to add as most as I possibly can, and this was a good start along with Thor. The next pickup I got is the brand new 4K Blu-ray of The Batman, as this is easily one of my favorite movies to come out at this point of recording, as this was such a great dark and gritty turn of the Batman franchise that we have seen from plenty of other Batman films before, and Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson and Zoe Kravitz and everyone who was involved in this movie made this a phenomenal film, and I can't wait to check this out on 4K Blu-ray because watching on streaming is definitely not going to be as good, especially when this movie is so dark. The next pickup I got is Avatar on Blu-ray, as this is the extended edition and it has loads of special features, has an awesome booklet in here, great packaging, and I just want to be able to explore the world of Avatar and know how they made this movie. And I don't know if all the special features on this are going to transfer over to the new hopeful 4K Blu-ray that comes out later this year in turn for Avatar: The Way of Water in December, but I figured I'd get this because it was definitely going to go out of stock in the next couple months because everyone's just going to pick this up, and it is a really good movie. The next pickup I got is Singing in the Rain on 4K Blu-ray, as this is a brand new 4K transfer from Warner Brothers, and it is a classic movie. It's one of the best films of all time, and it is one of the best musicals of all time, and I can't wait to see this movie again because when I watched it for the first time a couple of years ago, which was my first real introduction into musicals, I was simply blown away, and I just had a big smile the entire time watching this film. So I'm so glad that Warner Brothers is going back in their catalog and getting a ton of their 4Ks out, and I can't wait to check this out. So these next two pickups are Funko Pops, and they are Obi-Wan Kenobi from the brand new Obi-Wan Kenobi miniseries on Disney Plus, and Vito Corleone from The Godfather, as I found these while on our honeymoon, and I just had to pick them up because they are so awesome, and I love Funko Pops, and I just want characters that I really love and enjoy, and I definitely had to get these. The next pickup I got is the Looney Tunes Golden Collection Volumes 1 through 6, which is brand new, and it's something I've been wanting to do lately, as I've been re-exploring all the Looney Tunes shorts and realizing how much I really love Looney Tunes. So I'm trying to get all the shorts on physical media as much as I can, as I've been doing a ton of research of how to get all of them and not try to overlap them, because a lot of the shorts overlap onto other various collections and stuff like that. So I'm really glad to have this, as most of our, if not all, the shorts are on HBO Max in HD. So it's just time to get all of these shorts. Next pickup I got is the Real Ghostbusters television series on DVD, as this is one that I've been really wanting for a long time, and there was a massive deal for this on Amazon, and my wife Maddie has said that this is a really great show and will definitely add to my love of the Ghostbusters franchise. So definitely got to have it, even though there are a couple episodes that are on this DVD for some reason. I think it's like 40 episodes, but pretty much almost every single one is on here, and I can't wait to watch it before the new Ghostbusters sequel comes out later next year. The next pickups I got is one of the most influential film series of the 2010s, and that is The Hunger Games on 4K Blu-ray, as there was a massive deal for this on Amazon with having all four in their own separate boxes, which is something I really enjoy, and these are pretty fun, good movies, even though they start declining over time, but I really enjoy them. So for these last couple of pickups, I got these as a wedding gift from my really good friends Devin and Robert, who we like to get each other really bad movies for some reason, but it's really funny and we do a lot of research to find the worst movies possible, and they got me a whole lot of bad ones. Surprisingly, they actually did get me a couple of good movies, which we'll start with first, and we will start with, from the Criterion Collection, the Before trilogy, as this is considered one of the best romantic drama trilogies of all time, and I really can't wait to watch this, as is another Richard Linklater pickup like Boyhood that I got earlier, and I've been waiting to watch these for such a long time, and so it's finally time to watch them, and Devin loves these movies, so it's going to be great. And the last good pickup they got me, which is House or Houseu. I don't really know what you call it, but I guess I'll figure it out when I watch this movie, as I have loved this poster for so long and wanted to watch this movie for so long. So now I finally have the opportunity of doing so, and I don't know anything about this movie. I think it's sort of a cultish horror film. I don't know, but I bet it's going to be great. So let's just dive into all of the really bad movies they got me, which I couldn't believe that these movies exist, and I have to watch them. And we'll start with The Amazing Bulk. I don't know what this is, but it looks really bad. The next pickup is Avengers of Justice, which stars Shawn Michaels as Abomination, or is he Hulk or Yoda? And there's a Joker guy here that looks really dumb. I've heard of this movie. It even stars Simon Rex, from Red Rocket. He was really good in that movie, but this looks really awful. The next movie they got me is called The Starving Games. That really looks awful. I can't believe this kind of movie actually exists. The next movie they got me is The 305 Games. This poster is really annoying to look at. Like, I know all the posters are really annoying, but for some reason, everybody's face on here just makes me want to punch them straight in the face and just knock them out for good, because this looks really, really awful. They also got me this amazing pillow that has my awesome face on here, which I thought was really funny and hilarious when I opened it up. That will definitely be somewhere in this video for the next upcoming videos of my lifetime. But on the back is what made it hilarious, and that is this movie called Behaving Badly, which was definitely in one of my pickup videos that I've done, and I have watched it, and it is really awful, and we laugh so much about this film because the group chat that we're in is called the Behaving Badly Fan Club, and it is very deserving because this movie is really awful and really annoying, and it just sums up everything, doesn't it? And the final pickup of this video is one that my great friends Devin and Robert were very excited to get me because they know how much I hate this movie, and they hate it too. It is the most meme movie of the year so far, and that is Morbius on Blu-ray, which is a movie I would never have ever thought I would have in my collection, but here we are, and it's a movie. It's very bad. I did a quick movie review for it with a couple of other movies because I didn't get the chance to review it, and I wish I did, but there was no screening for it, so I thought it was just not worth doing, but I just did a review with a couple other movies. This movie sucks, okay? Like, I don't really know what else to say about it, so thanks. Okay, guys, so that is my massive 4K/Blu-ray pickup video. That is a span over a couple months. So if you guys really enjoy this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and let me know down below in the comment section what were some of your favorite pickups that I got, or some of the pickups that you got in the past couple months as well. I can't wait to hear about those. Thank you guys once again for checking out another 4K/Blu-ray pickup video, and hope to see you guys in the next one.